See your guy right there, Shanbay? Okay, okay. Uncle Roger, Uncle Roger.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to another great show that we're going to have tonight. We have some excellent and amazing boxing and martial arts professionals on the line with us tonight. We got a real treat for you because we got some very well experienced, very hard hitting, very knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable men on the line with us tonight. I'm sure that you all will definitely benefit from our show. You'll benefit from the information that they have. And you'll definitely, if you could hit the mute button, brothers, if you hit the mute button, not you, Dwight, but Khalil and Maxwell, hit the mute button um, real quick so we don't have that feedback. Good. All right. We know you'll definitely enjoy the show. It'll be beneficial for you. Not only is this the art, but in this day and time, you know and understand that self-defense is always the name of the game, right? Self-defense and being able to take care of yourself, take care of your family, protect yourself, protect your family is always and should always be the name of the game. On top of that is an art to this, there's a science, and we got some excellent and awesome professionals here to give that information to you. And we'll start off with my brother, my good brother, Dwight. You can check him on Instagram as DK Knockout. And Dwight, tell the people who you are, your experience, and what you do.
My name is Dwight Clemens. I'm from Paterson, New Jersey. I have over 30 years boxing experience. And I was an ex-fighter, Golden Glove champ 3 times in New Jersey. I train amateurs, I train pros. Been in the fight game forever.
Right.
Started out from Silk City, Ed Johnson, Keith York. Those are a few of the guys that I started under. My uncle was a professional fighter, Rufus Miller, got me into the game early. So I'm just like a boxing historian, man. It's always been a part of my life.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's amazing history and amazing experience. And I've known you for over 20 years, and I know for a fact that this brother is official. He's always been a boxer, like he said. And what he left out, maybe he was going to talk about it later, but his son is an amazing, amazing boxer. You know, that's Rocky in the making, man. So I just wanted to ask you a question, Dwight. What would you say is important in building a fighter from the ground up? Say like I am a prospective athlete, boxer, but I don't really have any technique, any skills, any experience. What are important things that you would say need to be done to a person in order to bring them from ground zero to a formidable fighter?
That's a great question, brother. So a lot of trainers, miss out. Everybody see the fancy pad work and this and that, and you think that's boxing, but it's so much deeper than that. Like, so from the ground up, I deal with the basics. Like, I put you in the mirror, work on your steps. You don't even touch nothing. You can't even punch a bag of mine until you're able to learn fundamentals of boxing. That's why you could give me a guy with 4 months experience, and he could go in there with a guy with 10 years experience and hold his own, because I really believe in the fundamentals of boxing. You know what I mean? We start from kindergarten with me. We don't go to the fifth grade. Everybody want to do the fancy stuff they see on TV. Nah, we got to get in that mirror, learn how to step, learn how to hold your hands, learn how to coordinate your hands and your body together, and things of that nature, brother. The basics is very important in boxing.
Well, if okay, so say like you were to say that to me, and I'm on the outside looking in. Can you give me a short overview or a brief overview of what the basics are? Like, what
Right.
what what do you mean when you say the basics?
So when the kid first come to me, no matter the age or whatever, I like to strip them down. So I would first figure out if they're lefty or righty, right? So I showed them how to stand, right?
Okay,
I showed them how to stand, how to hold their arms in position, and then the first thing I want to do is step. Show how to keep space and stay on balance at all times with your steps, front and back, then to the side. And then after you get that down pack, it all depends on how fast you grasp. Some people learn faster than others. We move on to punching with your step, keeping everything coordinating, hands up, where to hold your hands and things like that. Like basic fundamentals. You know what I mean? That way,
gotcha.
it goes so deep as to where when I'm throwing a punch, I know what punch I'm vulnerable to getting hit with as a counter. When you got your
Gotcha.
fundamentals down packed, the only thing he could do when I'm doing this is this. So I'm prepared for that with this. You know what I mean? It's like high science. A lot of people look at boxing and they feel like you just go in there and you're swinging and all this and that. Nah, it's technical, brother. It's definitely technical.
Got you. I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, that was dope. So you've had some fighters on national level fighters. I've seen you on ESPN. I've seen you on. I can't even name the
Right,
different levels
right.
of arenas that I've seen you uh,
Showtime, HBO. Yeah,
right,
we've
train
been
fighters.
on the dance floor a few times. Yep.
All right. How do you prepare a fighter? Um, it's one thing to prepare a fighter technically, but how do you prepare them for that national stage, for that broadcast, for that worldwide broadcast? Because I'm sure, we can be in the gym fighting all day, all week, sparring all year. But once the fighter knows that they're going to be on ESPN or Showtime and they're going to be seen by the world, how do you prepare them to deal with something like that?
Well, that's basically with experience, right? So you get some people that shy out under the lights. Some people are made for the lights, but a lot of times, a good way I prepare that is taking my fighters to different gyms, different towns, different states to get sparring in the hostile environments. You know what I mean? Like everybody outside cheering against you and things like that. That'll prepare you for that stage. Like, because when I was a fighter, I used to get up for things like that. Like, I used to love going to somebody's backyard and perform in their backyard. When the crowd boo, that energized me. You know what I mean? I try to
Right,
send that same energy to my fighters, to my kids. You know what I mean? So that's what that is. So it's more so an experience thing. It'll get easier as you go on, but sometimes you can freeze under them lights. You know what I mean? But you know what I
right,
mean. It's my job to bring them back. Like, okay, I give you a round, you get shell shocking around. I do whatever I got to do to get back to them. If I got to slap them, if I got to put water on them, like whatever I got to
right.
do, I got to get them back in. You know what I mean? I got to get them back tuned in to me and only hear my voice through this whole crowd. It's a lot, man. But I mean, it's with experience.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. So is there a difference between a professional boxer or training a professional boxer and training an amateur boxer? Is it just a level of a level of
To-
experience? What's the difference?
Totally different animals. Like amateur boxing and professional boxing is like almost like two different sports, right? So you got your amateurs that's mainly keying in on points, right? So tap
Okay.
tap 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 tap, and then you have your professionals that you know what I mean. An amateur fight is a faster pace, more punches, not meaningful punches. But if I have a fighter that I'm preparing for pros, such as my son, like I never gave my son an amateur style. Like from the beginning, he fought as a pro. So a lot of times when people are watching fight, be like, man, DJ beat this dude, or that's crazy, they got robbed. But if you judging the amateur style fight, then sometimes it could go against him because he has a pro style. Like we invest in body shots. Pros is just totally different from amateurs, man. It's like an amateur is a front runner. A pro start going. Some season pros don't start going around 5
Right.
warmed up. You know what I mean? So it's a different game. You gotta train different. And the pros, you know what I mean? Like my amateurs, I'll get up in the morning with my amateurs, take them running this and that. And the pros, I meet you at the gym. You're a professional. You're supposed to handle your business on the outside of the gym, and then I'll handle it on the inside.
Okay. Got it. Great. Great.
Yep.
So I started the intro with Floyd, right? Money
Right,
Mayweather,
right,
right? I love Floyd, man. I
right,
think he's an awesome boxer.
right.
But one thing about that I hear from people about Floyd is people criticize the fact that he doesn't knock people out every fight, or he doesn't engage in all out brawls and things of that nature. So they criticize him for that. But to me, I just think he's an awesome, skilled technician and a scientist in the ring. So let me ask you, um, how important is it to learn the technique of boxing and the fact that it is a science, or should I just go in there thinking that it's a brawl for it all? Like, what would you
It's, it's,
say?
it's definitely a science. You have to have patience. That's why you hear Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I know people joke about Floyd can't read or this and that, but I tell you one thing: there's no stuttering in him. He didn't take a lot of punishment. And for those who think that Floyd Mayweather is just a tap guy and a run around, most people don't know ish about boxing. Okay, because if you look at a young Floyd Mayweather, he wanted all the smoke and he got a lot of knockouts. So as his body matured, what he did was he adjusted. In boxing, you gotta make adjustments. That's the key. You gotta be able to adjust in boxing. So what Floyd did as far as his career, he reinvented himself, right? So it went from him young, athletic, throwing a million punches to now I gotta sit back and win with my mind. And he mastered that. He did two different things. Like he had like two different careers. He was Pretty Boy Floyd and
Right,
Money
right, right.
Mayweather. Don't fight nothing alike, but they both are successful. Genius.
Right, right. He was
Genius.
definitely Pretty Boy Floyd, and now he's Money
And,
Mayweather.
and Pretty Boy Floyd had over an 80% knockout ratio. So those people who say that don't know boxing.
Got you. So, for a young person in our listening audience who
Right.
is an inspiring boxer, what advice would you give them um, in reaching that goal?
Well, I would say conditioning is very important. There's no shortcuts in boxing. Boxing is like a lady that had the password to everything you got. She will catch you. She will catch you. Any shortcuts, she gonna catch you. You ain't gonna. It's no way you can cheat boxing, bro. It shows. You could tell me all day you ran, you did what you're supposed to do. I'll see it in the gym. I'll
Hey,
see it in the fight.
hold on. So you talking about our brother? Like, I mean, you're not talking about him, but this example sounds like our brother, right? I mean, he'll knock you out with that one big shot, but he just may not have the boxing skills of another boxer with the boxing skills out here.
Who you talking about? Who you talking about?
I'm talking about the bronze bomber, man. I'm talking about our brother.
Ah man, the bronze bomber has a tremendous amount of. He have what you call a neutralizer, man. He have that one punch power, but I'm a type of guy that I appreciate skill more so. So I'm not really big on Deontay Wilder like that, but you can't take away his power. You can't take away his power. You can't take that from him. But skills pay the bills in my book, man. Skills pay the bills. You can be bigger than me, you can be smart, you can be faster than me, you can be stronger than me, but if you can't outsmart me, you'll never beat me. That's it. And that's the
I
art
got
of boxing. You ain't gotta hit as hard as this dude. You ain't gotta be as strong as this dude. You ain't gotta be as fast as this dude. You gotta outsmart him.
right.
That's what it is.
So what you're saying to me is that boxing is more of a technical and a scientifical and an intelligent sport as it is more than is portrayed as a brute and a brutish and a brutality sport. Is that what you're saying to the people? We didn't hear you. You went out, brother. All right. So while he gets everything together, Maxwell, I want you to share this. Share this on your page. Start a watch party, Maxwell. Khalil too. I'm back with you. Khalil. Share this on your page. Start a watch party. Share it. I tagged you guys in it. You hear me, Dwight? You back with me? I can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Mm-mm. So we want you, the audience, while Dwight gets his the audio together, we want you to like, love, share this. If you have any information, if you have any comments, that you have any questions, feel free to ask the questions. Feel free to ask the questions that you may have. He went out. He went out. He went out. So while we get that together, we want to move to the next segment. Oh, here he come. Here he is. Here he is. Dwight, I can't hear you, family. Oh man. I guess I get now. I can't hear you. I guess. Yeah, I don't got you muted. I don't have you muted. I can't hear you. Something I don't know what happened. I can't hear you. Khalil, can you unmute your mic just to see if I can hear you?
What's up?
All right, got you.
All right.
All right.
Yo, I need to step away for like 3 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Maxwell, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. While Dwight gets that audio together, we really thank him for that great information that he gave to us. I have another boxing trainer, martial artist as well too. People forget. I sometimes forget that you're a martial artist, Maxwell Penn, and fitness trainer.
That's on purpose.
Huh?
I said that's on purpose.
Okay. So I want you to tell the people. Oh, Dwight, I hear you back. Give me a second, all right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
All right, give me 1 second, brother.
All right.
Tell the people who you are, Max. Tell them what you do.
My name is Maxwell Penn. I'm representing out of Brooklyn, New York, from by way of Jamaica, Queens. I'm a fitness trainer / amateur boxing coach and martial artist. That's who I am in a nutshell, and it all goes together. You know what I'm saying? Cohesively, intelligently, and yeah, man, I do group training, one-on-one, small group. You know, things of that nature.
Right.
What gym you out of, brother?
I got I'm training privately, but I started out actually, like a lot of people don't know. I started out in college in Philly, and my coach was Kenny Shut 'em Down Wallace. You know, Kenny was a light heavyweight out of the Bronx. He came out to Philly to get some of that Philly work. He was training out of Joe Frazier gym on Broad Street by Glenwood. So that's how I started off. And then my second coach, I just was blessed to have like high level people around me at an early, coming up. And my second coach is a brother named Supreme out of Red Hook, Supreme Boxing. And Supreme qualified for the 1976 Olympics, but unfortunately he couldn't. He had to go away. And when he came back, he was really advocating for the kids or whatever. So I just was around a lot of high level people and never knew I was going to be use what I picked up in boxing and martial arts in the fitness world, you know. So and I totally agree with D Knockout about amateur and pros, because I too, like, because my first coach was a pro, I trained my people mostly in a pro style. And like I just to add on what the brother was saying, like if we in the Amis, we might only got 3, maybe 4 rounds if it's a tourney. So you got to turn up quick. And then also a lot of people don't know, like the amateur style is like Olympic style or like international. You know, so they fight totally different. You're gonna see a lot more what we say loopy shot, a lot of in and out in the Amis. Whereas though how he was describing in the pros, you might take your time. Like you was talking, like Sean Payne, he was talking about Floyd. A lot of people talking about Floyd run, See what he said, because what happened with Floyd was like he went from training with his father and training with Roger, so they had different styles. Roger, they came up, he said, like, the less damage you take, the longer you last. So he became more defensive and more elusive, you know what I'm saying? So with Floyd, he might not really start his rally to the 6th round. If you ain't got nothing in the tank, it's a dub for you.
Right.
So that's just to add on to what the brother was saying. I totally agree. This is definitely a game of intelligence, like, you know, in terms of on a competitive level. You know, my coach taught us, he said, you box with your mind and you brawl with your heart. And that's 100. And like a lot of stuff is similar, like what the brother was saying. Like I tell my fighters, man, like we gonna win or lose this fight. And before we even get to the smoker, before we get to the tourney, we're gonna win or lose this fight in the gym.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna win or lose that fight right there, because if you put the work in that you're supposed to put in, when the lights on, it's gonna show. If you didn't put the work in you were supposed to put in, when the lights is on, it's gonna show.
Right.
But I mainly do it for fitness and self-defense. But I forgot to mention, shouts out to my kids class, AIG Boxing up in Harlem. So I also train kids free, just like in the tradition how Supreme trained me. We was training out of a gym called Elm Corps in Queens on Northern Boulevard. That's the spot right there, 108 in North.
That's what's up.
That's dope, Max. So you gotta go, Dwight?
Yeah, I'm everybody here, Sean Bay. Like I'm in the parking lot now, man. I just
All
want
right.
to, say, man, I apologize. I got to cut it short, people. But it was a pleasure meeting you, brothers, and hopefully we can reconvene and talk that talk, man. All right.
All
Love
right.
y'all. Black
No
love. Love
doubt.
y'all.
Peace, good
Peace.
brother.
All right. Peace. All right. So Max, let me ask you a question. I know for an absolute fact that you use boxing training within your program, your fitness program. Do you think, or would you recommend that? Does boxing training help burn calories?
100%. 100% it can help burn calories. You can burn possibly up to 1,000 calories doing a boxing workout. And like, you could tweak what you trying, depending on what you're trying to do, lose weight or build lean muscle. You can tweak a lot of that with your nutrition,
Okay. Okay. So you're saying to me, like, if I wanted to lose some weight and get in shape, and be versed in self-defense, that I can, take up boxing training.
Absolutely. Highly recommended.
Okay.
Highly recommended. It's an art form that if you got a good coach and you hungry, you can become proficient within 6 months to a year. You can become the basics. You know what I'm saying? You can become proficient at the basics to defend yourself in the street and get in shape.
So let me ask you this question, because a lot of oftentimes women want to get involved in some type of self-defense training. Would you recommend or suggest that women get involved in boxing as a form of self-defense? Would you say would that be effective in your opinion, your professional opinion, for the
Absolutely. Like I would say 100%, because like other disciplines in martial arts, you might have to take 5 years or whatever to become proficient, just to be fluent at the system. To where though boxing, if you learn the 1 and the 1-2 and you got some good footwork within a year, you working with something. Depending on the person, on the coach.
Okay. So for the ladies out there, you definitely suggest and recommend that boxing and boxing training is an avenue that they can be able to go to be able to not only get in shape, but be able to defend themselves. And also, I want the ladies to know.
I'm a big proponent and a big advocate of women's boxing, right? And like it seemed like for a minute MMA was kind of rocking and boxing wasn't like the focus, but like boxing is like you got people at like lighter weights, like you talked about Floyd Mayweather, Charles, brother, people at 147, lighter weight that back in yesteryear we was looking at the heavyweight. When it start being like across the board like that, with the resurgence of boxing over MMA right now, the combat sports, women boxing is coming back with it. And as such, I have a program for women boxing for fitness and self-defense. It's called Pretty Girls Box. We're based out of Brooklyn, also virtually. So anybody in the Brooklyn, New York, or the 5 boroughs interested, any female, we have like all women's boxing. So we're gonna be doing Pretty Girls Box boot camps this summer.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, what about we spoke about getting in shape, losing weight, self-defense. What about building muscle? Would I be able to build any muscle engaging in boxing training?
Yeah, because of the resistance. The resistance that you're gonna get off the bag and the pads, like it's gonna help like build your triceps. If you got a good coach that knows what he's doing, it works every muscle in your body. You're gonna build nice legs, nice core. Ask yourself a question. Whenever you have seen a professional boxer without a nice core?
The guy that Rios, Andy Rios, what's his name? Rios? The guy.
And he lost too,
though. He definitely did. So I want to get.
They said,
Huh?
Go ahead, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was saying like they got like the we know we'll call it the serratus, right? Me and you like the but they'll say that's like the boxer ab. You know, we
Right.
see that on a pro boxer. You know,
The anterior
so
serratus, yeah. Right.
right,
The stairway to heaven is what Maxwell is talking about. We call that the stairway right there.
there,
Right
there
there.
that goes. So when you look at a boxer, boxing work every muscle in your body, man, your legs, your core, because we need that good trunk rotation. A lot of core work in boxing, a lot of tricep work. You know, so it works every muscle in your body if you got a coach or a trainer that knows what he's doing.
Awesome, Maxwell. Stay on the line right there. We're going to keep rocking with you. I just want to have this. We want to bring our next guest in, our next esteemed guest, with this quick intermission right here. Don't go nowhere, Maxwell. Stay on the line with us right here because this is a part of your discipline as well. Don't go anywhere. All right, all right. I just wanted to use that intro to segue into our next guest. Our next guest is a strong brother that I've known for some time now. He is an instructor, a participant, and just a huge figure in the martial arts scene. And it just happened to be that way because his dad, his Baba, his father, is an even huger figure in the martial arts scene. He has tons of history and legacy in the martial arts scene. And without any further ado, I would like to introduce to you this strong, strong man, my brother and friend, Mr. Khalil Massey. Khalil, tell the people who you are and what you do, brother.
Peace, everybody. Well, I'm Khalil Massey. I'm a martial artist by birth. Been training since birth primarily. And people say how by birth. Even before I could walk, I was sitting in the crib, in the gyms and in the dojos and such forth. My father is Shahai Infundishi Masi, who is one of the pioneers, not just black pioneers in martial arts in America, but pioneers, period, when martial arts formally, even though there was martial arts here before that, by the indigenous people and by the African people who were enslaved had martial arts styles. In terms of the 20th century, my father was one of those people who came back from uh, wars overseas. He was in Laos in the Marines and came back with martial arts and continued to be a pioneer in the martial arts world. So that's just basically who I am. Yeah.
All right. So I can't even ask you how long because you answered that question and you said since birth. I mean, what does that mean? You've been into the martial arts since birth. What does that mean exactly for my listeners out there?
Well, my earliest memories, one of my earliest memories is my father holding me in his arm and chopping fruit and vegetables off of his students' throats in the basement.
What?
Yeah. So at age 7, I was on ABC Wide World of Sports with my father. In the Asian world of martial arts with Aaron Banks and such forth. I just grew up in that world, so it wasn't a thing where I even had a choice. It was just part of my upbringing. My father was in a nation. He's taught the first martial arts class in Moss 25 in Newark, New Jersey. He studied various martial arts systems. He was the first non-Asian to achieve high rank in the martial art of Bando, which is from Burma. Um, I mean, I could go on and on. He fought nationally, internationally. He even took his martial arts skills into the movement. Like I said, with the Nation of Islam, he was the first martial art instructor in Moss 25. He was the personal bodyguard for Mama Mary Baraka, as well as he trained the security for the BCD, which is the Black Community Defense and Black Community Development Organization in Newark, New Jersey, which was prominent during the Newark Rebellion. He also put together the security for the US organization for Malana Karenga. So, you know, I've been around that all my life. I mean, a bunch of other stuff I could talk about, but I don't want to.
Let's talk about this. So I was on your site, right? And I saw that you spoke a lot about mindfulness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And meditation,
Mm-hmm.
right? But let's take it one at a time. So I know you for some time. I know you're a martial artist, but then I was kind of confused about why you focus so much on meditation. Please explain to me and the audience, what is the thing with meditation? Why do you focus so much on meditation in your teaching?
Because, well, let me say first what my background is in that. My father, along with his martial arts training, is a highly initiated meditation teacher, mindfulness teacher in a Tibetan Buddhism system. He has achieved a Black Crown ceremony initiation, which is one of the highest ceremonies and initiations in that tradition. So I was brought up in both at the same time. Um, he was the first. He also escorted the Dalai Lama on his original visit to Newark, New Jersey in the '70s. I could again go through all of his accolades. We would be here all day doing that. Why do we focus on mindfulness and meditation?
Let's just start
Because,
with meditation first.
well, meditation is an exercise that brings you to mindfulness. A lot of people don't understand the difference between the two. Mindfulness is
Oh,
the goal. Meditation is a vehicle to get you there.
so
Um,
explain meditation to those. I know everyone has heard the term
mhm,
meditation. You know, you got to meditate.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but meditation is extremely important. You say meditation is a vehicle. What exactly is meditation?
Okay, well, meditation is exercise, and it could be various types. It's not just sitting down in a cross-leg position, breathing and going like most people think. There are many different forms of meditation. Washing dishes can be meditation. Uh, Doing a garden in your yard can be meditation. Running can be meditation. It's whatever practice you partake in that brings you to that state of consciousness.
Mm, mm.
And when
So
you get to that state of consciousness, then it becomes mindfulness. You become conscious, you become awakened, you become mindful. So it's the path. Meditation is the path to mindfulness.
okay, and what exactly is mindfulness?
An awakened state of being, understanding your true self and your true nature. Yeah.
So with that being said, like I said, I was on your site. What are the benefits of meditation and mindfulness? What are the
Well,
benefits?
the for us, our focus is on healing the minds of our people. We've been through several hundred years of abuse, through this thing called the Mayafa, the African slave trade. And yes, of course, we're talking about. I know you're asking the question in general about people in period, but and I tend to focus on my people because of what we're even going through currently and what we've gone through historically. So, in terms of dealing with trauma, PTSD, that is our primary goal for what meditation can do in regards to that. It's in the healing the mind, healing the psychology of the individual and of our people as a collective.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. Maxwell.
Yes, sir.
What disciplines do you practice or study in the martial arts?
I just run through the history. I started off with judo for a short period of time, and then Shotokan karate. Later on, boxing. Because when I was a kid, the discipline, I would pick it up and put it down, pick it up and put it down, till I got older. In the last decade or so, I've been training primarily kung fu, right, and definitely boxing, and and kickboxing is part of kung fu, sanda. And as of late, I've been really training a lot of Kali, which is Filipino martial arts.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you would you say is there a difference, maybe spiritually or even satisfactorily, between boxing, traditional boxing, and the martial arts? Is there do you feel a difference in any way?
I really train boxing as a martial art itself, But
Wait, say that again.
in kung fu, we got to deal with internal martial arts. You got to deal with internal martial arts, so we got to deal with like a level of qigong, tai chi, different internal martial arts. But unfortunately, that's me. I gotta go. But I would love to add on with the brothers a little bit later.
All right, do your thing. That's a client. I heard your bell.
I gotta go, family. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to you. So I think that he all right. So we want to thank Maxwell Penn. We want to thank EK Knockout Dwight for the boxing information, the boxing and martial arts training information. We are here currently with Khalil Massey, martial artist, and he's got so much other accolades and things going on. So now I know you've appeared. Let's move a little.
Can I say something real quick?
Say what you want to say, brother.
I just want to make a point because I hear it being said. I don't want to contradict anybody, but a lot of times people say boxing and martial arts. Boxing is a martial art.
That's what he said. That's actually what
I couldn't hear him because I couldn't. Yeah. There's something going on.
Boxing I said it. Listen, I said it separately, but this is the reason why I come to the professionals, because he said boxing is a martial art, and now you're saying the same thing.
It's one of the oldest martial arts on the planet. Wrestling is older. In recorded history, wrestling is written. The wrestling is recorded on the walls of Waset and Kemet, Egypt.
And Kemet, right.
But boxing is also up there. Boxing was going on in Africa. Wrestling was going on in Africa, as well as many other martial art forms, long before anywhere else on the planet, because we're the oldest people, and we had to survive against nature, animals, and other tribes and things like that. So boxing is more, but I understand why a lot of time it gets separated, because it's built its own I don't know what to even call it, mystique in the modern world, but boxing is a martial art.
Well, now that you say that, maybe because in the Western society that it has been separated, maybe for capitalist reasons or monetary reasons, that they have separated. So me myself from the outside looking in, I'm just following the way that it was given to
Of
me
course.
as if they were separate. But this is actually the first time I've ever heard this, and he did say that before he actually corrected me just like you did. He actually said, boxing is a martial art. And then you came around and said the exact same thing. So this is the reason why I wanted you all on this program and on this show, so that we can put out the true information, the correct information, and the information that come from the insiders and not people looking from the outside. We want things to be cleared up. We don't want misconceptions and misunderstandings. And if there are misunderstandings and misconceptions, that's okay, because that happens. But we also want the people that know to be able to tell, right? And this is what you all are doing today, telling what you know. So let's move a little to the side now. I've actually seen and known that you have appeared in some films. How did you get involved into that?
Yeah, it's something I do. The whole acting and film thing. I produce also, and so I'm on both sides of the camera. But I got into film. You know, I was doing some modeling back in the day, and it transitioned into film. Uh, I went to Harlem Theater Company in New York City. Then I studied some British acting technique with a private coach, and then I studied Meisner technique. And along the way, I've done a bunch of indie films and been on some national stuff too. Blacklist, Luke Cage. I was part of the cast and crew of Chappelle Show back in the day. Recently did
Right,
some
I
stuff.
forgot you was on Luke Cage. You're
Yeah.
right.
Jimmy Akan Gangstein thing, So, I've been doing that for a while. I kind of segued into that around the time, well, during, but even more so during the end of my competitive martial art days. I, fought nationally. I fought in the Muay Thai, you know, um, in national competitions also, hard point, uh, trained in boxing, did a lot of, even considered going into MMA world for a while, but, you know, they're just, when I would say younger, there was no money in that game, and I had to take care of family and do stuff
Right,
like
right,
that. So I went in a different direction. But
right.
I've been doing the acting thing for a while, and I've segued into produce, and I still act, but I produce. I do stunts. I'm also a I also I'm also a member of the Newark International Film Festival organizing committee. I produce a panel there and organize with them as well too. So it's a passion of
So,
mine.
correct me if I'm mispronouncing this word. Is it Kijong? QiGong?
I have no idea what you Q. Say that again.
Qigong?
Q I. I don't know what QINOGE. I don't
I
know.
thought maybe I wrote it incorrectly, but I believe it was on your website. Um,
Are you trying to say Kubigane and Gumi?
nah, I don't think I'm trying to say that.
Qigong?
Yes, Qigong. Yes,
Okay.
it's the Qigong card start with a Q, right?
I'm wilding. All right. Okay.
So tell me about Qigong, and I said it correctly too. I was like, but let me know if I'm pronouncing this.
I can be loopy sometime, bro.
So what is Qigong?
So Qigong is an ancient system of multiple layered system of mindfulness, healing, and it's related to the martial arts. Um, But what Qigong does, it focuses on mentally, or it focuses on, again, mindfulness, awakening the individual and the human being, dealing with trauma and psychological issues and such forth. Relieving stress, such forth. Physically, in today's scientific world, there's a study on it that shows that it deals with enhancing the immune system, the
Mm,
cardiovascular and respiratory system,
mm,
strengthening the heart, the tendons,
mm,
the muscles, the bones, everything in your body. It's an ancient practice uh,
mm.
that most people know of it by coming through China, but these similar practices were practiced around the world, and the Chinese actually got it from India. But there's
Okay.
also archaeological study that shows that this practice also was practiced in Africa and even in Europe and other places around the world. Uh, uh, Qigong is primarily composed of standing postures, which is standing meditation, and breathing, and drills and movement. It's very closely related to Tai Chi, to give people an example. And it's said by some that, first of all, it's said by some that anything you do that involves breathing is Qigong.
Okay.
Developing the chi, developing the breathing. But it's also said by some that Tai Chi and Qigong are two opposite sides of the coin. Where Tai Chi uh, is, uh, is more known for being a martial art that has an internal side to it, breathing and meditation and such forth, where Qigong is a breathing, meditation, immune system building exercise that can be applied to martial arts as well.
Okay.
Very ancient practices related to yoga and all of that. It's lesser known. It's in terms of practice, I would say that it's actually, I don't want to use the word easier, but it's more accessible in terms of people's physical abilities and disabilities, because you don't have to do a lot of, depending on the type of qigong you're doing, you don't have to do a lot of extreme postures and such forth like that. Not that all yoga has a lot of extreme postures either, but it's just basically you standing up within a space that is as wide as your shoulder width, and you just doing very basic moves, bending, lowering your body, twisting, turning, but all from a standing position. As I always tell people, from 8 to 80 and lower and above, anyone can do qigong.
Okay. So how long have you been involved in Qigong?
since I've been, yeah. Well, I used to have to do qigong exercises for punishment as a child growing up.
Okay.
When I was bad, I would have to go stand over there and stand in the posture, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. It was all punishment and torture. But then I realized later, as I grew older, what it was, and saw how it was developing me in terms of
Awesome.
strengthening my body and strengthening
Your
my
mind.
character, my resolve, yeah, my mind, yeah, yeah. So yeah, your screen froze. Can you hear me? Uh, we got a technical difficulty going on because your screen froze. So I don't know if you can hear me or not. And let me see if I need to back out and come back.
You still there?
I'm here. You
Oh
got me?
man. Yeah, huh?
I'm here.
Oh man, you a Superman, man. I can't even tell you what happened just now. I think I hit
It's all
the
good.
extension cord, brother, and everything just blacked out.
Look, this happens, man. Technical difficulties. It's all good.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to say, brother, thank you for coming on the show and that seminar
Mm-hmm.
that you spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm willing to do that. You already know, 10,000%. Remember
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when we did the wellness expo in Newark back in 2014? You
Yeah, yeah,
came
yeah,
through.
yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
a while ago, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
So anything that you have going on that anything that you have going on that you want me to be a part of, I mean, I'm always on your team, man, just as you
Oh.
always been on mine. I really appreciate you. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Royston. Royston is from East Orange too. He said you froze.
That's my brother. That's my big bro. Can I drop some knowledge before we leave?
Yes, sir. I was gonna lead into you um being able to tell the people whatever it is that you want to tell them, how they can get in contact with you, and whatever else information and inspiration that you want to bestow upon the listeners. So go ahead, brother.
I mean, to get in touch with me is simple. I'm everywhere on social media as Khalil Massey. No fancy names, no, you know, it's just me. So you can just put my name in the search engine on social media or Google, and you'll find me and how to contact me. You know, whether it's on IG or Facebook primarily, that's where you can catch me at. So yeah, we have a blog and all of that too. So you'll find that all information on my websites and stuff too. Uh, if you Sean Bay got my contact, you know how to contact. You know how to get to him, get to me. Also, Envision Wellness, also who's the wellness concierge. She's she knows how to get at me and such forth. So it's not hard to find me. What I want to drop is this because we're in a time right now. We see what's going on out here in the world in terms of during the midst of this crisis that's going on. How we still are seen in this world that we live in, and it says I don't know who made the quote, but it says when America sneezes, black people catch the flu.
Right.
All right. We have to understand who we are, and I know I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna sum it up real quick. We have to understand who we are historically and what our warrior history and principle means to us. Just like every other people, we have a warrior history, okay? And we were the first on the planet. But we have not totally, in certain cases throughout history, we have captured that warrior energy in history and legacy and to push us forward into perilous times. But we still are in a perilous situation. My father used to always talk to me about how the Japanese were bombed into almost oblivion during Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And that what they did was they took their warrior spirit, picked themselves back up, and they took the sword and turned it into a pen. And they took their warrior spirit and went into the classroom, the boardroom, and wherever they had to go, the battlefield, and they pushed forward with it to create and recreate their legacy of who they are today. Now, of course, they've gone through various trials and tribulations and such forth, but we have seen what the Japanese have done. We have to do that with our same warrior legacy. We have to study on who you are as a people. We were the first in civilization to create martial arts. All right. As we spread it throughout the diaspora, also. All right. We're the first warriors on the planet to create great civilizations. That legacy is still in our DNA. That legacy is still in our DNA, and we can do it again. We have been doing it. We can do it more. We can do it better. There's so much more I want to say, but I know I don't have a lot of time. People just rise up, love yourself, love your people, love your family, love your community. Know who you are. Know thyself, like it's written on the ancient walls of Kemet.
Right.
Because to me, martial arts, that's what martial arts is. Everything else, the tournaments, the this, the that, that's cool, that's great, that's beautiful. I've been involved in that. As a people, if our warrior spirit does not protect us and preserve us and push us forward for future generations, then it means nothing.
Right. So those were very powerful words, very true words, very inspirational words. They should have definitely been inspirational to everyone out there listening. Know thyself, right? Up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. So with that being said, Brother Khalil, we want to tell all of our people to stay safe, stay strong, stay protected. Love yourself, love your people, protect yourself, protect your people, and move in strength and guidance. As we came, we will leave with a video inspiration coming from the martial arts field of expertise. We take you out. Love you all. Thank you, Khalil Massey, for being a part of this discussion. We really appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you represent and stand for.
Ashe.
Ashe. Can you hear that? I don't think you can hear it.
No. I can hear you. I saw something coming up on the screen, but
yeah, we're gonna bring it back.
I can hear it. Oh yeah.